So I want to begin today with a question for you. Do you think people would describe you as a good listener? I would readily confess that for much of my life, I was not a good listener. It's something that I think being married to Jill for 35 years, Jill's a great listener, she's really helped me in this regard. So as I hope, maturing as a Christian over the last 30 to 40 years. But certainly especially my younger days, I wasn't a great listener. I enjoy speaking and talking. I would fall into that trap of listening to someone, but waiting for them to stop breathing so then I could start speaking and share what I was thinking in response to what they said. So I wasn't a great listener. I'm definitely a better listener now than I was. But when you think about being a good listener, how do you do that? How does one listen well? Well, I think part of that has to do with focus, has to do with paying attention. It's not continuing to look at something on our phone or TV or a screen. It's not lifting up our eyes and continuing to look at a book, but it's giving someone all of our attention physically, our heart, and in the same way that we give a person good attention, that's part of how we listen well to God. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6 are fairly familiar verses to some people. In the NRSV, it's trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own insight. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. And here, this powerful passage about trusting in God gives us a few clues about how to listen to God, and it also, by default, tells us how to listen well to other people. And it's first, trust in the Lord with all your heart. That if we really want to hear from God, we need to place our trust in God, and we need to give God all of our attention. So trust in the Lord with all your heart. It's also, do not rely on your own insight. Sometimes we fail to listen both to people and to God because we are, as I described earlier, thinking more about what we're going to say than what the other person is saying or what God may be saying to us through God's word or through our time in prayer. So don't rely on your own insight, and in all your ways acknowledge God, and God will make straight your paths. God will direct your steps. So I pray for you today. Some of you may be facing a decision, you may be facing a choice or a challenge. Try putting God totally first in that decision. Trust God. Ask God for wisdom and knowledge and guidance and direction. Ask God to direct your steps forward through whatever it is that you're going through. And I pray that God will give you revelation and direction and guidance and insight. God is a tremendous source of wisdom. And sometimes that wisdom will come from the Word, sometimes from prayer, and sometimes from mature other believers. Use all of those to try to discern God's way forward for you.